Dawson's Rambles.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here. Welcome to my spoiler video for episode 20 of Power Rangers Dino Fury Season 2. So this is our first episode that's a little bit meatier to dive into in regards to plot and lore and all that stuff since episode 15. Not that the other ones have sounded bad, but not a whole lot major has happened. And this is our first major episode to talk about. Although it is kind of funny to me that like everything in this episode sounds like exactly like the synopsis we got. Like I was expecting more like nitty-gritty interesting things to dive into, but I'm like, oh, it's just the synopsis. I mean, I'm sure when I watch it for the review, there'll be more stuff to talk about. But anyway, let's talk about the episode. That's why you guys are here. So, in this episode, they're dealing with the aftermath of the previous episode where Void King broke into their base and stole the Sporks container. But as they're dealing with that, they don't have a minute to breathe as a mysterious ship arrives. On that ship is the modern-day people of Rafkon. Once they start talking with them, Zato and them reveal to the people of Rafkon, they're like, BT dubs, your planet got blown up by Zed. Or was it Zed? They just got blown up. It got blown up. I think it was by Zed. But it got blown up, BT dubs. And they're like, why are you saying BT dubs? You're not Ray Palmer. And then after that, the people of Rafkon are like, well, humans are pretty much totes awful, so we're going to take over this planet. I'm like, well, that's pretty rich coming from the people that created the Sporks in the first place in an idiotic plan. So really tired of the humans are awful motivation. Like, seriously, get a new stick. Anyway, mini rant concluded. So basically the people of Rafkon want to conquer everything and colonize the planet because they think humans aren't fit because they're awful. And then while all that's going on, Void Queen unleashes her attack. And so basically you have this series of things happening where they're dealing with one thing and then something else major happens. Because it's like we're dealing with the base being broken into, people of Rafkon arrive, people of Rafkon are douches, and then all of a sudden Void Queen attacks. And so they're having to deal with Void Queen attacking and fighting all over the city. And then during this attack, Pop is there and he's helping out, and he actually winds up saving like the lead Rafkon lady. So she gets a taste of like, oh, humans aren't so bad after all, which is obviously inevitably going to lead to them, you know, not wanting to conquer because they're like, oh yeah, so this one guy saved me, so humans aren't so bad after all. I think a better motivation wouldn't have been like, oh, humans aren't so bad. Instead, it should have been that the lead Rafkon lady was like just a huge fan of Community, and she's like, Pop, I set him up. During the battle, though, Pop gets injured, and Amelia reveals her identity to him, and they take him back to the base to be healed. And as he's lying there on his destroyed bed, he reveals to her that she's an alien baby from Area 62. Now, I don't think Pop's gonna die. I don't recall that from the spoilers, but I don't think he's gonna get destroyed. Imagine like if that happens like on a normal hospital bed though. Like how weird is that in the context of Power Rangers? Like someone gets stabbed and they like code in the hospital and they're like, I'm sorry sir, time of destroyed 11:52. Like seriously? Not using the word death or dying is like stupid at this point. Like arguably destroyed is way more savage because you're like destroying them. Anyway. Good episode though. Lots of really cool stuff that happens with, you know, Amelia and the reveal about her parents. I'm really curious to see about like how that plays out over the season when I watch it. It feels like a lot of this is coming up suddenly just from reading the secondhand accounts. I'm hoping that like the pacing of it comes across a little bit better when I'm watching it. But I also do kind of like that within this little finale arc of these 3 episodes, it seems like a lot of things are coming to a head at once. Not necessarily in a rushed way, but it's kind of cool. Like you have the Rafkon stuff, Amelia's parents, and then the Void stuff, which is kind of neat. Again, I'm not a huge fan of the Rafkon people's dumb motivation of, oh, humans are awful, because that's just so overplayed. I also think there's like a missed opportunity when I'll probably bring this up in my review too when I get to it, but I talked about this in the spoilers, but making the people of Rafkon the final villains actually would have been really cool. Like imagine if they kind of just got rid of some of the filler episodes we had and we did the Void stuff early, you know, and we got the reveal that the Void people are Amelia's parents and we purified them, and then they're feeling guilty over what they did, and then bam, the people of Rafkon show up, they're douchebags, and they want to take over the planet, and then you have the Rangers and Void Knight and Void Queen fighting against the people of Rafkon as the final villain. Also kind of cliche, but I think that would have been cool and unexpected if the final villain was the people of Rafkon. Like this whole time, you know, the whole series-long arc for Dino Fury has been like, oh, I can't wait to get back to my people, and then they're like the worst. I think that would have been kind of cool, and a little bit better than the, oh, people are awful, oh no they're not, because this old guy saved me. But I don't know, I'll probably talk about that more in my finale review. One thing I wanted to note though is it appears that those like weird henchmen wearing the Green Ranger-esque armor are like the Rafkon armor people. I was wondering what those were. We saw those in the teaser trailer back during Power Week, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what that's going to be. They look kind of Ranger-esque, so it seems like those are Rafkon people, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, it is funny that this episode didn't have a lot more outside of what we learned in the synopsis, but the next few episodes should be very exciting to discuss. We got the penultimate episode tomorrow, and then the finale on Friday. I'm obviously most excited for the finale in general, just because I want to find out what that White Ranger was, if it even was a White Ranger. What did you guys think of today's episode reveals? Let me know in the comments as always. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you get notifications for my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.